mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for the day. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh, we'll toast, till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for the day. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Vasalut and welcome. So glad to see you. Yes, I'm still celebrating my birthday today. And I would like to start out by saying thank you for another birthday giftie from Ruby Hoove. Thank you so much, Ruby. She gifted a membership to Lorenzo Sleestack. Welcome back to membership, Lorenzo. Good to see you. Love any love for my childhood favorites of the 70s, Land of the Lost. We're probably going to get a little nostalgic tonight on Last Call as we talk about growing up in the 70s. What life was like 55 years ago, being a child that never grew up, really. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's get back to saying hi to everyone that was here. Now, although I am seeing Big Al Presents being the first one here, to be completely fair, I do know that Lady Miss was first. She dropped a whole bunch of celebratory emojis for me to encourage me. They fell off because I actually had this stream up yesterday. Yeah, it's weird. Birthday week, and I'm getting all proactive and getting my streams up early. So technically, Lady Mist was first. But Big Al comes in to say, hello, Liquid Lunchers, a birthday drink mystery. Have a great show on this 55 plus 1 day celebration. Yes, thank you so much, my friend. It's just a minor mystery, and I'm kind of clickbaiting you a little bit on my drink today. We'll get to that in just a second. Hail, Troy. Hail, Big Al. Troy, I hope you had a happy birthday. I did. Mostly because I was hanging out with all of you guys. You guys really do make a party. You really, really do. But I need nobody but this one right here. This one right here who calls me the love of her life. She is so sweet. And she also asks all of you to like, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, gift a membership if you are feeling particularly generous. I would really appreciate that. Here's a story that I want to hear. Happy birthday. Some pet tried to steal over 5,000 darsecs worth of ore from the dilithium mines last night. Fortunately, The local security forces were able to intercept their shuttle as they fled. Well, you are just lucky that the local constabulary wasn't given a stand down order. I want to hear this story. I really, really do. Hail, Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube and Fluff Chick Productions. So glad to see you. One more time, want to thank Ruby Hoove and say hello. Hope you are doing well. Hope your sister is doing well. Hope the mister is doing well as well. Agent Boomer heard his name being sung. Yes, he did. We're going to have a lot of fun hanging out tonight. We are going to have, there is a high probability of there being some of your favorite YouTube hosts joining me tonight. Actually, 100% chance because Agent Boomer and Ned are going to be there. So, right there, you have it. But there might be another couple surprises dropping in tonight to look forward to. Look at Mr. Troy, nice outfit and the fedora. He cleaned up well. Yeah. Yes, I try. I definitely do try. Got to get up pretty early the night before to beat them. Yeah, exactly true. That's exactly true. Lady Mist and a Big Al do tend, well, and Netter. Netter's got an inside track though. Let's be honest there. But other than that, those guys are all over the first spot. Big Al may have first, but I shared first. That's right. You shared out on social media much earlier today. Thank you so much, my friend. Happy birthday again, youngster. You're a good one. I appreciate that, my friend. Jonathan Conroy says, hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. Yes, please do that. Please do all of the clicky things. Saying hi to each other, which gets us all caught up. Awesome. We are at the end, so I can get to what I wanted to talk about tonight. So, what is Troy sipping on tonight? Whiskey. I'm having a whiskey tonight. Thanks all. That's the show for today. No. I'm playing around because today's show, although I'm going to tell you what I'm sipping on, is not going to go into a long history. We've talked about the history of whiskey and distilling and all that sort of thing. But the focus today is not going to be so much on what I'm drinking, but how I'm celebrating. Real quick, I want to say hi to Samuel Proctor, who comes in and says, happy belated birthday, Troy. That's fine. Don't think of it as belated, though technically yesterday was my birthday. I'm still celebrating today, and I will be right up until midnight tonight. I want to usher in the weekend with my birthday festivities. But let's go to the shared screen where I'm going to share about not the history of the drink I'm drinking tonight, but a brief history of birthday cake. This comes to us from Food and Wine, so technically it counts as a libation topic for the day, right? A brief history of the birthday cake. Doesn't that look good? It looks like it might be kind of a meringue frosting. I'm seeing a chocolate layer there. I'm seeing maybe that's a peanut butter layer there. I don't know what this is. Some sort of a rocky road sort of thing. No idea. This has to be a meringue. And then they go over it with a torch to toast it. Get that marshmallow flavor to it. Ever wonder how our quaint rituals surrounding birthdays and cake came to be? Let these fun facts about birthday cake history enrich your experience the next time you blow out the candles. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Putting candles on the cake, was a Greek invention. In ancient Greece, worshippers brought moon-shaped cakes to the temple of Artemis, the goddess of the moon and the hunt. The cakes were decorated with candles in order to make them glow like the moon. It kind of makes sense, right? The Romans baked the first birthday cake. They made cake of flour, nuts, yeast, and honey to celebrate weddings and the occasional 50th birthday. Um, Only if the birthday boy was a famous citizen, and women's birthdays weren't celebrated anywhere until the 12th century. That's interesting. So, in other words, they figured everybody's got a birthday. It's not special enough to celebrate, I guess. And now you're thinking about the Roman Empire. Kids' birthday parties became a thing in Germany. The Germans probably first celebrated birthdays in a manner similar to how we do today. In the 18th century, Kinderfest, which sounds like a great name for a German theme park, was a party held for a child. In the morning, a cake was topped with lit candles. The child did not blow them out, though. Instead, they were left to burn all day until after dinner when the cake was eaten. They were definitely then much larger candles than what we have today if they were going to burn all day. And that cake probably got covered in wax then. That seems very odd to me. The Industrial Revolution was the great cake equalizer. Actually, it was the great equalizer in a lot of technological and financial ways. Mass production made it possible for everyone, not just the 1%, to purchase an elaborate multi-layer cake. Ingredients, tools, and prepared cakes became much less expensive, frosting for everyone. That makes sense, right? We've kind of talked about this a little bit with Christmas and how the confections and treats and whatnot that we associate with Christmas are far more decadent and valuable and whatnot than they would have been when the modern concept of Christmas came to prominence in the Victorian era, mostly because you had so much of you have so much more wealth today than you did back then. We talk about when you start getting into socioeconomic discussions, you start hearing about the wealth distribution and the haves and the have-nots. But the reality is, the idea of a middle class and a much more diverse range of wealth distribution is a very, very modern thing. For most of human history, it was you either had or you didn't. You were either rich or you were poor. And that was very, very true going into the Victorian era. But as we were talking about with the industrialization being a great equalizer, it did create this whole middle class. You weren't particularly wealthy, you weren't the rich, but you also weren't in poverty worrying about where your next meal was going to come from. Let me back up again. When you had a great deal of poverty, what constitutes a luxury is very, very different than what you think of. So getting an orange in your stocking was an incredible treat for many children. Nuts, like hard nuts, walnuts, almonds, pecans, things like that. Those were very, very rare. Those were luxury items. So to get a few of those in your stocking. And even, I know this is crazy, but just the act of breaking open those nuts and picking out the little meats and eating them, that was an activity that was considered to be adventurous and fun. We now consider it, just I'll just buy the pre-shelled nuts so I can just eat as much as I want. Very, very different. The industrial cake making complex. I like that. That's very funny. No frosting for him. Absolutely. Reparations for what? Are you descendants from the Gauls, the Carthaginians. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. And are you purebred? Is there no Roman in your bloodline? That makes it even more confusing. I remember in the Iliad, a bronze kettle was considered a prize worthy of competing for. Yeah, and now bronze is like bronze. You know, we could get stainless steel. We could get titanium. You know, I mean, things that back in ancient Greece would be considered magical. The Celts, they eat their dead. But anyway, yeah. So the idea of easier access to a confection like cake. Whoa, wait, this bread is really, really sweet and soft. Oh, it's cake. I see. I see. Yeah, and these were the kinds of things that were common on the tables of kings. But to be able to have this for a child's birthday in Germany, that just shows you how far we've come. Um, Big jump here in the chat. I want reparations for all the stupid uh I have to deal with every day. I know, right? I know. Yes, I have no proof, but I claim lineage from a Carthaginian queen. There you go. You're heir to a throne that doesn't exist anymore. That's just great. Bronze was expensive, required tin from the Tin Islands. Yeah, we don't even use tin anymore. You know, uh, it's funny because everybody's talking about rare earths, right? We got to get those rare earths, right? Um, I In 100 to 200 years, I wonder if those rare earths will even be anything anyone cares about anymore. Will we be on to some sort of new polymers and new alloys that are far superior to anything that people are using now? I don't know. I miss tin. I miss Rin Tin Tin. See, that actually even predates me, Rin Tin Tin. That's a reference that some of you might not even get. Who is Rin Tin Tin? Google's your friend. It'll lead you down some wondrous and glorious rabbit holes. Every now and again, I'll get an email from Mark Melnikoff with he found an old TV show or an old movie on YouTube. You could just watch. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Sometimes he'll send me, hey, look, I found this whole TV series. I'll look and I'm like, yeah, I have it all on DVD. See, Mark Malnikoff remembers Rin Tin Tin. Rin Tin Tin was contemporary of Lassie. It's the one that, whereas Lassie was a collie, Rin Tin Tin was, I believe, a German Shepherd. Great stories. But yeah, so I think that was the end of this article. Yeah, that's it. So, ooh, those cakes look good. My mom used to make cakes like this. I don't know. These ring cakes, I think the whole idea of the ring cakes was that they cook they bake more evenly than, a similar sized cake that didn't have that hole in the middle. I don't know. Remember wonton ton? Is that the Chinese version of Rin Tin Tin? Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's right. And the Naked Stars remember, right, Mark? You know what I'm talking about. All right. We do try to keep it a little bit more brief on Fridays, and I almost never succeed, but I am going to push the schedule so that we get to the promos right now. I've got one article that I wanted to share that's really just a follow-up from what we talked about yesterday. And then we'll wrap this up because I want to get you all over to Corey's for the Friday Wilkie's Movies and Music stream. So give me just under 3 minutes, and then we'll be right back on the other side.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together.
This week on Retro Cinema, Ryan Reynolds stars as reckless test pilot Hal Jordan, who is granted an alien ring that bestows him with otherworldly powers and is inducted into an intergalactic police force. In our darkest hour, there will be light. It's Green Lantern, this Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netter's Network.
This week on Last Call presents Doctor Who, the conclusion to An Unearthly Child. First, in the Forest of Fear, having been captured by prehistoric cave dwellers, the Doctor and his companions are freed by Old Mother on condition they will leave the tribe and not make fire. The group attempt to return to the TARDIS, but Zar and Her follow them. Then, in The Firemaker, Cal accuses Zar of Old Mother's murder, but the Doctor exposes him as the real killer. However, Zar then insists the travellers be held prisoner until they show him how to make fire. This Sunday starting at 11:30 p.m. Central, 12:30 Eastern on Last Call presents.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Dive into the eerie, surreal world of Twin Peaks with us every Tuesday. Join passionate superfans as we unravel mysteries, decode Lynchian symbolism, and sip some damn fine coffee together. Whether you're a Black Lodge veteran or a curious newcomer, our live discussions on YouTube and X will keep you hooked. Come join the conversation. Who killed Laura Palmer? Let's find out together on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates every Tuesday evening at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
This week on Last Call presents The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. When a notorious retired builder is found dead, his recently named heir is the prime suspect. Knowing that he is about to be arrested for the murder, John Hector MacFarlane asks for Sherlock Holmes's assistance in establishing his innocence. Can Holmes deduce who did in fact murder the Norwood builder? We'll uncover the answer Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
So, let me see here. Curtis says I did get a chance to watch last night's Charo. I felt gypped. I mean, it was decent Elvis movie if you're into those kinds of things, which I absolutely am. I'm clearly a huge Elvis fan. I love just about every Elvis film. Work tomorrow, but hopefully I can catch the end. Good. New license-free substitute. I had to. Would you believe that the shorter clip that I did with just the sound of the TARDIS got 2 whole 1-hour live streams demonetized? I kid you not. There's no way to take out the little 20-second clip. It was actually more like 20 seconds. For 20 seconds, the use of the sound of keys running over piano wires demonetized my whole stream. I had to take both of them down. I didn't have to. I did because I wasn't going to let all of the money for those streams go to, the BBC. I wasn't. So I'm not even screwing around. Everything is completely and actually that piece of music was specifically created as a commission to be similar to, but unique from the Doctor Who theme. You get what it is, and that opening, it was that that's royalty free from a source that I use for my channel, and I just black and whited it. And I'm like, it actually looks pretty good. Added in the Doctor Who logo. I think it works. I think it looks pretty good. You guys know where I'm going with that. I felt Chip that Charo wasn't in it. Oh gosh. Okay. I had an alibi the night Laura Palmer died. So I was telling you guys during I think it was on Thursday. I've talked about it before, that Netter and I used to go to or maybe it was on Tuesday, talking with Obnoxious and Anonymous. But Netter and I used to go to the Twin Peaks fests, and there's a bloke there who does different Twin Peaks books, mostly behind the scenes analysis, that kind of stuff. But he did one where fans that were going to the festivals bring your high school yearbook photo, and he would take them all and put them together into a Twin Peaks Class of '89 yearbook. Which was all of our pictures and all of the pictures of, like actually the pictures that were used in the yearbook shots in Twin Peaks. So we were in the same graduating class as Laura Palmer, and it was a great opportunity for me to be able to say, yeah, see, Netter and I went to high school together. Of course, it was in Twin Peaks, Class of '89. So little alternate history there. I finished Colin McCoy when I can afford it, but I have Dresden Files to buy in 2 weeks. So February, there you go. Let's see what else we got there. Yeah, it's crazy. And the inconsistency. Like I said, I've got a stream coming up with Michael at Retro Blasting to talk about it. Yeah, F the BBC and Disney Corp and the horse they rode in on. Yeah, that's why BBC does not deserve financial backing. I will not allow them to take a penny of my YouTube dollars. Not so much because it matters to me, but I refuse to support them. The temple reminds me of a certain Queen anthem. Yeah. Greetings, Snorticupus. I've never said that out loud. Snortopupus Q Burr. Welcome, our favorite bear. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. And there he is, Corey. We're going to be going over to his stream in just a little bit. One article I want to get through after I get through all of your comments, because I don't want to miss a single one. You guys are why I'm here. I had a nightmare a few nights ago about one of my family members dying in front of me. Then he went out in a snowstorm last night and got me paranoid just thinking about it. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So I watched Minority Report for the theme of defying fate. He ended up getting home fine. Yeah, this was something my mother used to do this all the time. Every time she'd have a dream about somebody or dream that something was going to happen, and she'd be so concerned and watch out for this and be careful of that. Be like, Mom, how many times have you dreamed about something that actually came true? Yeah, she worried a whole lot less after that. I asked someone about Twin Peaks and they slapped me, walked away. I don't get it. Yeah. Well, it depends on how you ask, who you ask, and how cold it was. I saw last night they nuked Cecil Says with no warning. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well that's exactly what happened to Midnight's Edge After Dark. Canadian Spider-Man, good to see you. Came to say hello there. Good to see you, Canadian Spider-Man. You know, a Canadian Spider-Man gives a whole new depth to the concept of friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Right? I used to eat at Twin Peaks in Tulsa. Broke my heart that it closed down. Try the tilted kilt. The tilted kilt. Better option. Men need to do dangerous things. The world is too safe now. Yeah, there you go. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. There's a guy who knows his pop culture. YouTube sucks. I watch on Rumble if you're there. I almost all of these afternoon streams are simulcast to Rumble. Yes, I am on Rumble. Link to the Rumble, I believe, is in the description below. Should be. Maple scented webbing. I wonder if Canadian J. Jonah Jameson is that Canadian Spider-Man is a menace, but his webbing smells really, really yummy. Canadian Spider-Man could also mean he calls the Geneva Convention the Geneva Suggestion. As a Scotsman, I agree. Yes, there you go. What do those girls wear under their kilts? My supervisor was asked by the boss for recommendations, and he said, Lynn always shows up, does good work, willing to work work the extra mile. 50-cent raise. Well, it's something, I suppose. Canada Spider-Man. There you go. Sentai Ranger Donnie. Hello, Troy, and happy 2026. Hope everyone is well. What do you think of my new profile pic in honor of NBC's century and some Power Ranger anniversaries? I think that's really cool. I think Netter likes that too because it's blue, her favorite character. Or, well, not her favorite character. I don't think she knows from Power Rangers, but it's her favorite color. I keep forgetting about this. Thanks for the reminder, Spidey. There you go. There you go. That Canadian Spider-Man doesn't apologize enough. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. See? Yep. Samuel Proctor knows his World War I. No, Samuel Proctor really does know his history. What I appreciate about him is he really goes after it. He gets out there and he's studying it. Yeah, Curtis just went over to Netter's after me too. She's like, you got to pay attention to your earnings on Rumble, because I actually get some AdSense over there. Even though like 2 and 3 people might actually watch my streams over there, I actually get some AdSense from them. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Not in a bad way. You know, it's a problem worth having. Detest YouTube censorship. Hoping for a better job soon. Life is pretty good. Yeah, the thing is, I know that you're doing pretty good with 2 jobs, but better to have 1 job so that you have more time and maybe better pay. But would Canadian Spider-Man participate in confiscating certain items? Well, don't know about that. Canadian Spider-Man is a menace. Sorry, boot that. Oh man. I do. There used to be, Marvel had a Canadian superhero team. Was it Power Pack? And there was like Alpha Flight too, I think. They had some Canadian superhero stories. But anyway, I am still on track to have a shorter stream tonight, but I do want to share one quick thing because, like I said, this is a follow-up to what we talked about yesterday. So Marvin Montanaro over at that Park Place says that Catherine Hahn is in talks to play Mother Gothel in live action Tangled remake. Disney course correcting. We were talking about the casting yesterday of the two main characters, and we were like, that's pretty spot on. Have no idea who these kids are, but they look great, and if they can pull off the singing, assuming they're doing a musical, should be very well cast. Well, we know Catherine Hahn can sing, and she's already proved her bona fides playing a witch, right? So, and tell me she doesn't look the role. She totally, you don't even have to change much, and she is Mother Gothel. We'll read this one a little bit. For once, Disney appears to be making a casting decision that doesn't feel engineered to spark controversy first and tell a story second. According to Deadline, Catherine Hahn is in talks to play Mother Gothel in Disney's upcoming live-action Tangled remake. While nothing is officially signed yet, the reaction online has been noticeably different from the studio's last several princess reboots, and that alone says quite a bit about where Disney finds itself right now. This must be from Agatha all along. Like I said, I know she can sing. Unlike The Little Mermaid and Snow White, which arrived burdened with months of ideological messaging, divisive media framing, and audience fatigue before tickets even went on sale, Tangled is shaping up to look like an animated feature. And that may be the most surprising development of all. Mother Gothel is one of Disney's animation's most memorable modern villains. She's manipulative, theatrical, vain, and emotionally predatory. I think the casting is perfect. Less a mustache-twirling master of overt evil and more a psychological parasite who feeds on youth and control. Casting this role correctly matters. And when it comes to casting an overtly evil and more psychological parasite who feeds on youth and control, who can do it better than Disney? At least modern Disney. Catherine Hahn makes sense here in a way that feels almost old-fashioned. She has spent years mastering characters who oscillate between charm and menace, humor and cruelty. From sitcom comedy to darker dramatic turns, Hahn has demonstrated the exact tonal flexibility Mother Gothel requires. This isn't stunt casting. It's not an attempt to provoke discourse. It's not social media checkbox. It's simply a performer whose skill set and physical appearance align with the role. That alone sets this apart from Disney's recent pattern. There's no getting around the reality that Disney's last two major princess remakes struggled to connect with audiences. The Little Mermaid underperformed relative to expectations despite massive marketing spend. Snow White was plagued by behind-the-scenes chaos caused by the rhetoric of star Rachel Zegler, prolonged delays and audience disinterest, long before release. In both cases, Disney leaned heavily on messaging about modernizing the stories rather than convincing viewers the films were worth seeing at all. By contrast, Disney's most financially successful live-action remakes, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Jungle Book, Lilo and Stitch, and The Lion King, stuck close to their animated roots. They prioritize familiarity, musical nostalgia, and broad audience appeal. Again, I do want to say, I still do not believe that there is value and necessity to making live action remakes of cartoons, but if you're going to do it, this is the formula. the casting of, yeah, see, and this is the picture from yesterday. The casting of Tegan Croft as Rapunzel and Milo Manheim as Flynn Rider already suggests Disney wasn't interested in radically reinterpreting the material. Both actors visually and tonally align with their animated counterparts, with many, which many, which may sound insignificant, but it's exactly what audience have been asking for. Catherine Hahn's potential casting reinforces that direction. Rather than reshaping Mother Gothel into something unrecognizable to make a statement, Disney seems poised to let the character remain what she was always meant to be, a villain defined by vanity, control, and emotional abuse. The restraint feels intentional. Hollywood doesn't change because of online argument, it changes because of financial consequences. The box office has made it clear that audiences aren't interested in being lectured or baited. They want escapism, sincerity, and stories that respect the source material they already love. Every studio claims to understand that lesson, few actually act on it. Very true. If Tangled continues down this path, it could represent a rare moment of institutional self-awareness that Disney, not a grand apology tour, not a press release about listening, just quieter decisions that signal a shift away from ideological overreach and back towards entertainment. Catherine Hahn as Mother Gothel won't make or break the film on its own, but it does suggest Disney is at least paying attention now. And in the current climate, that alone is news. It's kind of sad that constitutes news. I do see the chat jumping, so I want to get back to what you guys are saying here. Let me back up a little bit. Wow, you guys have really been chatting in here. Just got the biggest pizza order today while door dashing. About 15 pizzas and 7 bags of crazy bread. It was the Walmart workers. There you go. She kind of looks like one of my ex-girlfriends. Okay. Darn, now I miss her. Oh gosh. Flynn Rider is being played by Milo Manheim, who was Joseph in Journey to Bethlehem, the musical we watched last year. Gotcha. That's who he is. Okay, fair enough. This is the other thing I had actually forgotten, that in the Green Machine, you can drop animated emojis, which is kind of neat. And they actually will come up here in the studio. I still won't watch it, but I respect the casting. That's fair. Yeah, I do not go out of my way for these live action remakes, even if they do look good. I've got the original that I loved. Why do I need to see a reinterpretation of it in any way, shape, or form? Speaking of Disney reboots and Power Rangers, I'm still hyped about the new Power Rangers reboot show on Disney Plus, hoping for the very best. I am for your sake too, Donnie, but hoping for the best with the words reboot and Disney Plus in it. I wouldn't make any financial wagers on it. Just saying. Milo was in some zombies movies. I didn't know about that. Which zombie movies are those? Because I think I've watched a lot of them. Disney Corporation bought Rangers back from Netflix? Possibly. There are only 2 new movies I intend on watching this year so far. Young Washington and Zero AD. Interesting. Didn't even hear about those. I'll have to look into them. Disney did not buy the Power Rangers back from Hasbro. Both are partnering up. Very different question, Donnie. Hasbro has the license to make toys. Netflix if what I understand Lynn saying, has the rights to stream Power Rangers. Let's see if I can see what this is. It's a dude with a girl symbol. An elf with a girl symbol? I don't know. I don't know what the first one is supposed to be. Hasbro bought Saban brands, including the Power Rangers IP from Saban Capital back in 2018. Again, though, that's all about the toys. now I'm seeing Shatner. Han! Yeah. Maybe some more of that local film festival next month. There you go. You can get rickrolled by the Green Machine. Look at that. Overall, I have mixed feelings about the Little Mermaid remake, but the 1989 original still rocks. I've never even seen the remake. No interest. Did not want to bother. As long as the original exists, I don't care. I still haven't seen the remake, so behind the times, My good friend and fellow YouTube Sound Out 12 stand with those who dismiss the Lilo and Stitch live action remake and trash. I love shoutouts, weekly live streams so much. I can't go so far as to say it's trash. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. I have no interest in seeing it. I don't see the necessity when the original still exists. And it's so recent too. Vanity, control, emotional abuse. Yeah, that describes the ex-wife. Oh, no, there you go. I was going to say it's Disney in a nutshell, but yeah, could be your ex as well. Speaking of NBC, Troy, its parent company, Comcast NBC Universal, is tied to Toei, home to Super Sentai, for over a half a century, as my number one corporate enterprise so far, with Disney as my number two. Fair enough. Yeah, she's not talking about Hasbro. She's talking about Netflix that has the TV rights. Almost every live action remake of the classic animated Disney movies reeks of condescending elitism and the superiority of live action to the enlightened postmodern deconstruction. I mean, I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're right. It does seem like, just as Disney tends to look down its nose at all the franchises and hate the fans because they think they're above all of this, they think that animation is childish and live action is somehow superior, kind of like how you say. Like I said, you have to go back to the one of the earliest live action remakes, which was Cinderella, to find one that was actually any good. It was the witch icon on Rumble. Okay, if that was a witch, that was the witch's hat. Fair enough. I got you now. Okay. Yeah, so Disney did acquire media rights to the Power Rangers from Disney, or from Netflix. Give it a try at some point. Okay. I watched Maleficent because Rumi rented it. Meh, no interest in any of the others. I own the superior version. I would, however, Lynn, encourage you to check out Cinderella. The Cinderella one with what's that girl's name? She was in Downton Abbey. She was in she was the star of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I think that was that should be the prototype if you're going to do live action remakes. Calling it a remake is kind of a stretch, actually. It's more of a pastiche homage, because they're not trying to reproduce the story. They're trying to tell the same story, but for the medium, right? I was talking yesterday about how I feel that if you tell a story in an animated medium, there are elements of animation that are necessary to that storytelling. The nose pops of the seven dwarves, right? The anthropomorphized animals and so forth, and a downplaying of the what would be live action characters. Whereas Cinderella did a great job of focusing more on the story of the live characters in a more grounded way. And then, yes, having those animals in the background, but not as fanciful, not a focus. It made sense to the medium that they were using. We got them talking, guys, a little more, and there won't be a quiz tomorrow. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. Yeah, Into the Woods is probably the other one that is the high mark for live action. Again, it's not a remake of anything, it's a pastiche. Anyway, that being said, I did bring myself to the end of the comments, and that does give me the opportunity to start winding us down so I can get you over to Wilkie's Movies and Music for his Friday show, and so you don't miss nothing. Also, I know, let's see. This week is a netter week, so that means that Big Al Presents has a Films with Friends tonight before last call. Forgetting off the top of my head what that is, but make sure you go check that out. It will lead directly into my Friday night birthday bash tonight at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Samuel Proctor says, I rewatched the original Cinderella. It's fantastic. I hadn't seen it in years. It's a masterpiece. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that about just about any other live action interpretation of a Disney property. But that one, I feel Lily James, that's her name. Thank you, Tim, was the name you were looking for. That's exactly right. Lily James in Cinderella. Definitely worth checking out. Lynn, I don't understand what you're saying. I did enjoy the movie of P plus Z. I'm lost. I am lost. Glad to catch you live, Troy. Subbed on Rumble now. Thank you so much, Canadian Spider-Man. Less ads on Rumble too. There you go. There is no reason not to watch on. If Rumble turns out to be a better viewing experience for you, go check them out. And this year I am planning to do more standalone videos that are Rumble exclusive, just because they can't be played here on YouTube. All of my monthly karaoke streams start out on YouTube to greet everybody, and then migrating over to the Green Machine for the actual karaoke party. Thank you for the $2 super chat from Geek Flag with Nate Knows. He says, what's up, my brother from another mother? Thank you so much, my friend. Deathstalker was one of my favorites of the bad fantasy films of the 80s. That's right. That's what the stream is tonight. Wonder if Hollywood will start getting movies in Greenland now. There you go. Start setting them. Actually, not just setting, maybe filming. Because there's some great terrain out there in Greenland that is being overlooked. I even enjoyed the mice and their songs and the Tom and Jerry antics with Lucifer the cat. I found those annoying as a kid. Yep. Is this your way of saying that you have a way of avoiding ads, like I do? And I'm just saying, if you do, I do not mind, because I see so little of that ad revenue. It matters not a single bit to me. Anything that improves your viewing experience, I say go for it. But speaking of viewing experience, our viewing experience for this hour is coming to an end. If you are a member especially, make sure you watch the closing credits so that you can see your name up there being honored as a contributor to the show, who makes this show happen. And, nice music too. something to enjoy. And then immediately thereafter, we'll all head over together to Wilkie's Movies and Music and say hi to Corey and wish him a great weekend. Anyway, I want to thank all of you so much for hanging out with me on this Friday. All the happy birthday wishes. Hope you can come and continue the celebration with me tonight. If not, maybe catch the rewatch. And until next time, you all take care of yourselves because you're important to me and I want you to be around for a very, very long time. Stay hydrated, drink responsibly, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.